Hi everyone, and a very warm welcome to all of you. My name is Madhulika Rajahan, mother, author, green energy enthusiast, and a certified Lean Six Sigma black belt expert. Through these videos, I would like to take you all to a journey of understanding the concept of Lean, famously known as Toyota Production System, fathered by Taiichi Ono, a man who dedicated his life to the concept. In today's episode, the first in this series, we will talk about design thinking and lean. In the series, we will discuss how both can be leveraged to further the organization's cause. However, for the sake of simplicity and order in this video, we will cover the basics first for both the processes. As we have been talking about lean so much, so let's cover it first. In an ideal Lean Six Sigma project, we use what is called as a DMAIC process, the acronym for the steps used in the lean process, which are D standing for define, M standing for measure, A for analyze, I for improve, and C for control, making it DMAIC, or shortly known as DMAIC. It is a data-driven quality strategy used to improve processes. The letters in the acronym represents 5 phases that make up the process, including the tools to use to complete the same. While we do not take up the details of the steps here, for the ease of understanding, we must remember that the DMAIC improvement cycle is at the core tool used to drive Six Sigma projects. However, DMAIC is not exclusive to Six Sigma and can be used in the framework for any improvement applications you would want to use. So let's look at each step in a little more detail. Let's look at define first. The purpose of this step is to clearly pronounce the business problems, goal, potential resources, project scope, and a high-level project timeline. This information is typically captured within the project charter document, written down what you currently know, seeking to clarify the facts, setting objectives, and form the project team. So what we define in this phase is first the problem, B, what is the customer, and then the VOC, or voice of the customer, or where is the complaint coming from, and the critical to quality, or the CTQs, which are used to improve the process outputs. Now let's come to M, or measure. The purpose of this step is to measure the specifications of problems or goals. This is a data collection step, the purpose of which is to establish the process performance baselines. The performance matrix baselines from the measure phase will be compared to the performance matrix at the conclusion of the project to determine objectively whether the significant improvements have been made or not. The team decides on what should be measured and how it should be measured. And it is usually for the team to invest a lot of effort into assessing the suitability of the proposed measurement systems. Good data is the heart of the DMAIC process. Analyze. Now this is perhaps the most extensive step we take in the process. The purpose of this step is to identify, validate, and select root cause for elimination. A large number of potential root causes, which are perhaps called the process inputs or X of the project problem, are identified via this root cause analysis. For example, a fishbone diagram, which is also known as the Ichigawa diagram. The top 3 to 4 potential root causes are selected using a multi-voting or other consensus tools for furthering the validation. A data collection plan is created and data is collected to establish the relative contribution for each root cause to the project matrix, which is the Y. So X's and Y's are a very, very important part of this particular step. This process is repeated until valid root causes can be identified. List and prioritize the potential causes for the problem. Prioritize the root causes, which are the key inputs to pursue this improvement step. Identify how the process inputs, which are the X's, affect the process outputs, or we call it boiling out to the main few X's, finding the X's. Data are then analyzed and understood the magnitude of contribution of each root cause to the project matrix. Statistical tests using p-values accompanied by histograms or Pareto charts or line plots are often used to do this. Detailed process maps can be created to help pinpoint where in the process the root causes reside and what might be contributing to this occurrence. As I said, this process involves a lot of data and a lot of analytical tools to drive to the same, to the vital few X's, as they say. Now let's come to the improve step. The purpose of this step is to identify, test, and implement a solution to the problem, or in part or in free of the whole. This depends on the situation. Identifying creative solutions to eliminate the key root causes in order to fix and prevent process problems. Using brainstorming techniques or techniques like six thinking hats and random words, they can be used to identify that. Some projects can utilize complex analysis tools like DOE, which is the design of experiments, but usually focus is on obvious solutions. If these are apparent, so-called the low-hanging fruit, we go for it. However, the purpose of this step can also be to find solutions without really implementing them. In this step, we create a focus on the simplest and easiest solutions. Test the solutions using PDCA or Plan, Do, Check cycle. Based on the PDCA's results, attempt to anticipate any avoidable risks associated with the improvement using the failure mode effect analysis or FMEA, create a detailed implementation plan and deploy improvements. So that's the end of our improvement phase. Now let's come to the last or control phase or the C phase. The purpose of this step is to embed the changes and ensure sustainability. This is sometimes referred to as making the change stick. Control is the final stage within the DMAIC improvement process. In this step, amend ways of working, quantify and sign off benefits, track improvements, officially close the project, gain approval to release the resources. What we need in this particular step is a control chart, which can be useful during the control stage to assess the stability of the improvements over time by serving as a guide to continue monitoring the process and to provide a resource plan for each of these measures being monitored in case the process becomes unstable again. Because here sustainability is key. Standard operating procedures or SOPs, or standard work, process confirmations, development plans, transition plans, control plans, benefits delivery, all of this is done in this phase. So with this, we come to an end to the brief on the DMAIC process. Now we will cover design thinking in our next episode. With this, we come to an end to this edition. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment in the comments section on what you'd like to hear more. Until next time, this is your host, Madhulika Rachahan, signing off. Have a wonderful day ahead.